Back home in Africa, or let me just narrow it down to Nigeria, where I'm from, many men, many husbands are the ones who manage the financial responsibility of the home. They take full responsibility of the bills in the home, and it works just fine. And even though the woman or the wife might be working, there's this saying of her money is her money, isn't it? And the husband's money is our money. That's a very popular saying back home in Nigeria. But guess what? When this couple then traveled down to abroad, the UK, like I am in, I would use that as an example, problems begin to arise. And there's this question of who pays the bills? How do we pay the bills? Is it only the husband who is supposed to take the full responsibility of the bills, or is it supposed to be shared? If it's going to be shared, how should we share it? Problems begin to arise, and before you know it, marriages are breaking, and marriages are really breaking because of financial reasons in the UK, African marriages, Nigerian marriages. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. Please use the comment section to let me know what you feel about everything we're going to be talking about today, because I really want us to talk, because we really need to talk. This is a serious problem that is breaking homes. Really sad to say. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Chinaya Eze. If you're just joining me today, I talk about navigating life in the UK, especially as an immigrant. If this resonates with you, do well to hit on the subscribe button, like this video, and please leave a comment. Let me know how you manage finances in your home if you're living abroad. First, we're going to talk about a few things. Let's look at a scenario. So I know if a couple, so the husband was working as a top official in the bank when they were in Nigeria, and the wife was working as a nurse, and they had 3 children. So the way the home was run was that the husband took complete responsibility of all the finances of the home, and the wife was to manage the home front. She goes to work, drops the children, does the school runs, and manages the home. And there was no problem. Whatever she was earning was her money, and she chooses to do whatever she likes with it, because the man couldn't be bothered. He was able to cater for his home. Now, fast forward, this couple, this family relocated to the United Kingdom with their children, and problems begin to arise, because when they came to the UK, the wife came first as a nurse, and then the husband came on her visa as a dependent to the wife. And so she was earning about 2,800 take home every month, and the husband was working as a support worker, and he was earning about 1,800 take home every month. Then, as the man, because he's used to taking the full responsibility of the bills in the home back home in Nigeria, he wanted to do the same. He didn't want to crush his ego, because he is the man. He took the responsibility like he would usually do. Soon did he realize that he could not cope anymore. The rent, we all know how much the rent is. It takes more than half of your salary, isn't it? And the other bills in the house. So let's talk about the reality of the dynamics of how it works abroad. In case you're watching me from back home and you're planning to come abroad and you're just wondering. So usually, as we all know, the rent or the mortgage usually takes more than half of your salary. So imagine somebody earning 1,800 and the rent is 900 or 1,000 pound. You still have to pay council tax of about 150 to 200 pounds. You have to pay energy bills of about 120 pounds. You have to pay water bills of about 30 pounds or even 50 pounds or even more, depending. You have to pay for broadband, maybe another 30 pounds. If you have car, that one is there. Many other expenses. The one that is like basic is what I just talked about. We have not talked about food though. At least a family of maybe 3 children, they cannot spend less than 200 pounds on food, especially if it's a Nigerian family. So you can now see that 1,800 cannot foot the bills of that home. So imagine if the man wants to do everything. He cannot do everything. Even if he tries to, it's going to be a problem, because he will be left with 0 or minus at the end of every month. And looking at his wife earning 2,800 and not putting anything down. You, that wife safe, that is allowing your husband to carry all the bills in the abroad, and you are not doing anything with your money. Anyway, I cannot really talk much because I don't know much. I'm only 9 years in marriage, 5 years in the UK. So maybe I can't really say much, but I can say what I know. So let's talk in the comment section, please. I want to really know opinions. You don't have to bash me or anything. Just tell me your opinions. If you don't agree with what I'm saying, or you agree with what I'm saying, or you have better insights to it, I really like to learn. So That's the reality of living as a couple in the abroad, in the UK. Now imagine, let's now look at the where the problems then comes from. This man wants to pay all the bills by himself, but he's only earning 1,800. The major bills in the house is more than 1,800. How do you think he's going to cope? Now, the woman is working 24/7. She's taking care of the home front. She's cleaning the house. She's cooking. She's looking after her children. She's doing the shopping all by herself with no help. And she's working 24/7. And the man wants her to share her money. Haba, she will not share her money because you are not helping her. So it has to be balanced. You want your wife to do 50-50 with you, but you don't want to do 50-50 in the house chores. Oga check am o. You want her to do 50-50 in finances, but you don't help her when the baby is crying. You say, go and meet your mommy. You cannot be doing that. You both have those children. If back home you were not doing house chores, you didn't even know the color of the kitchen, you didn't know what it looked like, or you didn't even know how to operate the washing machine. It cannot happen here because there will be big problem. Resentments will arise. There will be silent treatments. People will start giving themselves silent treatment in the home. The children will suffer it, and at the end of the day you will find out that the marriage with people will separate, people will go their separate ways. Wife will call police for husband, husband will call police for wife. And like they say, the abroad favors the woman, and that's why a lot of men will say, don't bring your wife abroad, don't do this abroad. But now that the table is turning and it looks as if it's the woman that is bringing in the man in this situation that I cited, you know that there's a problem. So mindset would have to shift. People will have to start thinking like, um don't they will have to drop away some old thinking of, I am the man, I am the head of the home, and then I cannot sweep, I cannot cook. You are the head of the home does not mean you cannot cook. It is not written anywhere, if you are a Christian, that's because you are the head of the home you cannot cook, you cannot sweep, you cannot do anything. No, now, my brother, you cannot do that. And the woman that is leaving the husband to carry the whole responsibility in the house, you say, your my money is my money, his money is our money. You want to buy him. By the time you buy him, maybe you want to be happy with yourself. I don't know, but I don't. If we say we build our homes on love, on trust, on commitment, how will I see my husband spending all of his money and entering minus? And I have, and I cannot drop it. It's bad. Oh. So I don't know, but that's what I feel. That's the reality. That's where this is then where the clash comes when, I mean, husband says she's not helping, wife says he's not helping. And both of them are right in their own senses, isn't it? Now we then need to look at, um what can we do? What really can we do to help the situation? And to be honest, no one size fits all in this situation. Not one thing would fit every home. Not one solution will fit every home, and not one advice will fit every home. You will both have to sit down, and that goes to the first point, communication. You will both have to sit down. In fact, my advice is that before you leave your home country at all, sit down and have some very heart to heart, thick conversation, plain, honest conversations, that where we are going to, this is what we have found out. We don't know what happens there, but this is how we are going to do it. This is how we're going to have those conversations before you carry your bag. And most times, where the problem comes is that some homes were built on very weak foundation. A home that's, before husband says one, wife has said 10, or before wife does this and this and this, and husband doesn't do anything. That kind of home, when they come abroad, the system here would expose all of that, and it will make those problems magnified, and at the end of the day the homes will break if things are not put in place. So that's the reason why those conversations must be made. But if you're already here, those conversations did not happen, but you're already facing those problems. I mean, it's not too late. You both can still sit down and have this conversation. My dear, my husband, how do we want to manage our finances in this home? Do we want to create a separate account whereby we put all our money into it and the bills will be taken out from it? And whatever remains, we will pay ourselves. Okay, your pocket money is 200, your pocket money is 200. Is that one working for you? I don't know. I don't do that. Maybe it works for you, for some people. I know it will work for some people. You both will sit down and know whether that works for you. And remember, consider the fact that you still need to send money back home for families, isn't it? Because some people, maybe the husband came from a home whereby they are financially challenged. He needs to help a lot of people in his home. Or the wife came from a home whereby she's not sending money to anybody, everybody is okay. In that kind of home, you know that if the husband is getting 200 and the wife is getting 200, there might still be problem. So you both will still really need to sit down and say, how much are we going to be sending to people back home? Let it come from a general post. It's not that you people are doing coco jabele, wife is doing his own, husband is doing his own. That's where problem usually comes from. Another thing is that some people will say 50-50. Me, I don't even like the idea of 50-50. But it works for some people, and that is the truth. And I cannot dispute that 50-50 works for some people. They share the chores and the home. The husband knows that this is what he does. The wife knows that this is what he does. And likewise, the finances. The husband knows this is how much he contributes to the home bills, and the wife knows that. And it is splitted amongst them equally. So there's no resentment. Whatever then remains in your salary after that 50-50 is your own. And it works. Some homes, they do different formulas, 80-20, 60-40, depending on the situation. Some homes, every bill comes from one person's salary. The other person's salary, they invest it. Whatever works in your home, my dear, please do it. And don't look at what other people are doing. Don't look at what your friend is doing in their home and say, this thing, I must do it in my own home. Oga, it might not work. It might break your home. Because your wife upbringing is different from those people's upbringing, and your own upbringing is different from her upbringing. That's why you both must sit down as husband and wife. This thing, how we want to do them, we go do them. If joint account works for you, all well and good, please do it. But whatever decisions you're making, you have to use your mind, your brain, everything to do it, not just your heart, not just what you feel like or what we do back home or what is culturally accepted. It's going to get you into trouble like it has gotten many people into trouble already. So we really need to have those conversations, and it is very, very important. You cannot um take that away. Conversations, you can't take it out of this equation. So I think it's very important. If one person is feeling overwhelmed as regards anything, maybe the house chores. Like for me, for instance, sometimes I feel like, oh, I'm doing so much in the house. I'm just cooking, I'm sweeping, I'm cleaning the house, I'm doing this. And my husband is just in the sitting room or in the living room pressing his phone. And maybe my daughter starts to cry and he says, oh, go and meet your mommy. I'm like, go and meet your mommy how? I'm busy. Can you not sort it out? Do you get? So we sit down, we have this conversation, and sometimes the he doesn't even realize that whatever he said or whatever he's doing is getting to me. But if I don't talk about it, he would never know, and he would never be sorted. And he will keep doing it, and I will keep getting angry. One day, we will both clash, and everything kasala go boss, everywhere go scatter, and everything will end. So that's the reason why communication is very, very, very important. Don't just be carrying things on your head and be saying he can see me. He cannot see you. He cannot see you. You have to talk about it. You have to both sit down and talk about it. And if your husband is somebody that maybe, or your wife is somebody that when you talk about it, everywhere goes scatter. Communication will still be the thing, but maybe how you now go about it is what matters. But as much as possible, I don't like third party coming into situations like this. I would rather both of you sit down. You know the best time to speak to your spouse. Look for that best time and speak to them and come to a conclusion on what you guys, at least meet at the middle. This one is here, this one is here. Come and meet at the middle. Let this person compromise, let this person compromise. It's not that one person will compromise and another person will not be compromising. Regardless of everything that we might have talked about today, there is no one size fit all for marriage or for this kind of financial problems that is hitting marriages and breaking marriages. But one thing I know is that let there be honesty. How can husband be earning money and wife does not know how much? Me, I don't understand. When wife is earning money and husband is not aware, that's where problem usually starts from. I feel like there should be openness, honesty, transparency, and it's easier for the home to be managed that way. Let there be trust. Let people be able to trust. Please don't break the trust that anybody has placed on you. Oh, it's your salary that we are using for investment. Then you go and use the money and do something else. Ha. Once you break the trust, like someone I know used to say, once trust is broken, it is difficult to mend it back. It is very, very difficult to mend it back. So as much as possible, don't break that trust. If you have been committed to do something in the home, please do it. Let there be openness, let there be transparent, let there be honesty, let there be trust, let there be commitment. Both of you must decide that this marriage, it must work. It's not that one person is trying to make it work, the other person is sitting down and folding arms. No. One person is reading books on marriages and finances, and another person is wasting the money. No way. That marriage will not work. So that's the reason why
there must be openness, transparency, and both of you must be committed to the marriage. Marriages are breaking abroad. Our own marriages will not break. We put the work, the hard work, and our marriage will be successful. And we will model our marriage so that our children would live in a healthy home, and they will be able to see what a beautiful marriage and a beautiful home looks like, and they will be able to replicate it in their own lives when they get married. So I don't know what your thoughts are based on what I've said today, but I would really like to know in the comment section, how do you manage your finances in your home as a married couple? And when those problems start to arise, how do you solve it? What are the tips? Because I haven't shared much tips today because, I mean, depends on what the conversation says. I would know maybe we'll have a part two or a part three to this video, because there are many things that are breaking marriages in the UK, especially Nigerian marriages. But one thing that is very, very, very strong is finances. And that's why we're talking about it. There are other things that are also stronger as well. We might talk about it depending on what the comment section says. Until I see you next time, if you love this video, hit the like button. And then if you haven't seen my video on the childcare, go and watch it. I'll link it somewhere up. And I will see you next time. Bye bye.